Hey guys, it's your girl Ktatyanna and I am back with another video. So today I'm going to be doing some DIY medium knotless braids. Super beginner friendly. I did add some boho pieces in the mix, but I ended up not feeling like doing it, but I still recorded it. So I'm going to show how I put the boho pieces in, but it's not that many. So I'm going to start with reparting my hair, and honestly I don't have a method to this madness. It's kind of like trial and error. You know what you want, but I still decided to record it and put it in to show you my process because you see, I'm stressed. I go over it over and over and over again. I think my middle part still ended up crooked, but it's kind of like whatever. So really just do the best you can. But in the end, I think I ended up with 6 sections or 6 rows in the back, and then I did 5 rows on each side of my middle part. Okay, y'all, let's get into these braids. So honestly, the back of my head is none of my business. Whatever the braids look like, it's whatever. But here I'm showing you how I bricklayed my sections because I went ahead and already braided some. And I basically don't part each section like in the same place. Like each section is gonna start in the middle of the braid below it, if that makes sense. Okay, so this is the size of each piece of braiding hair that I used. I used about 6 or 7, depending on if it was the front or the back. But I used 6 of those size pieces of hair. Now, a quick PSA on the gel that I'm using. I'm going to talk about it more at the end, but it definitely caked up on me or like turned white on me. So please excuse the whiteness in my head, but yeah. Okay, so we're starting off with our first braid. I'm going to detangle it. Make sure you detangle your hair before even doing anything. Also, I washed and blow dried my hair and deep conditioned, so it's super moisturized. I start the braid off on 3 sections, and before I even start braiding, I stop. And I add the first piece in. Okay, that's how you're going to lock that knotless in place. And I'm showing how I hold it, and I kind of made it look more complicated than it is, but that end hold is how I beat it into it. Like, it's just easier for me. So figure out what works best for you. So feed the first piece into that pointer finger. It's gonna grip it, and I'm gonna leave 1/2 of that piece of hair out and braid a little bit and then add it back in. And that's how you do knotless. Now don't worry, I'm gonna do this again. So I take that piece, add it in with that pointer finger, braid it a little bit, and then add that other half back in. And I keep doing this until I get to about 6. A quick braider tip is to stay close to the base of the braid. You see how tight I am, like at the top or at the base of the braid while I'm braiding? Like not the base on my scalp, but like at the base of the end of the braid. I stay really close to it. Girl, I was tired. I stay really close to it so I can get a nice tight hold and it don't be loose. And you saw me get a little bit of gel. I got a little bit of gel just so that I can put a little bit on my hair so that it molds into the hair. And I'm just going to repeat this process again. So this is a new braid. We're going to do the same step. Add that first piece in, leave half of it out, braid a little bit. I usually do 1 to 2 times braiding because sometimes I get distracted. But yeah, just add the piece in, leave half of it out, braid once or twice, whatever you feel, and add it back in. Okay. Okay, let's get into braiding down the hair. So I want to make sure that my hair, my real hair, is like behind or like on one of those braiding strands. Don't let it be hanging out or loose. And that's how you get that, like your real hair is hanging out. And it's going to be rubbing against that braiding hair even worse than it already is. So just make sure that it's always behind a piece of hair or on top of it. I wouldn't say behind. But yeah, make sure it's in there. Okay, and then we're just gonna braid down and, like I said, stay close to that base. And then you see I'm going for a short braid, so I keep measuring how long to make sure they're the same length. And then to tie it off, I take a piece of hair out of that braid and just loop and tie it. Like just tie it around and loop it right through like a little knot. It's really simple. Just take it, loop it. You're gonna get a tiny, 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 small appetizer piece of hair, okay? Okay, quickly I'm gonna show how I do my boho pieces. Now this is a bundle that I use from Free Plugs at Priority. If you haven't followed me, follow me. I will be back selling bundles, but this is a water wave bundle that I cut up for some old braids, and I really just cut the base of the hair and then add gel to the ends, like where I cut it, and just take little pieces out, however big I want them. So I'm fast forwarding through this part because we already learned that a couple minutes ago. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that piece of hair that I want to add in and put the tip of it inside, kind of like you do the feed and braid, and leave it out, okay? And then you're just gonna braid the tip of that piece of curly hair down into the braid. So it's like, I'm not like a half an inch, but like a good length of that curly hair needs to be in that braid. And you're just gonna braid that down. And just keep braiding down like we learned before and stay close to that base. And then you can see we have a boho piece, okay? Super cute, and it's in there secure and tight. Okay, so I went ahead and finished the whole back, and this is what it looks like. Again, the back is none of my business, but at least I got my hair done for free $99. This is how the ends are looking. Okay, so I wanted to show how I swoop my edges into the braid. I'm not gonna really show how I braided it because I showed it 100 times, but I'm on a journey. If you haven't watched my other video, free plug, go watch how I grew my edges back because I ripped them out. But this is how I swooped. Like you can see, I swooped my braids in. You want to make sure the braids on your edges are thick, like the sections are thick. Do not do any little pieces to big braids. Like your edges are gonna fall out. Okay, at this point, you can see the white. Like I'm trying to ignore it, act like it doesn't exist. But I used some hair that I had in my closet, and it was like 20 something inches. So therefore I had to kind of like shave down my braids because I didn't want to curl 26 inches worth of hair. So I kind of thinned them out. I used some thinning shears. I used some regular scissors to kind of like shorten them. And they were kind of thick because they didn't like braid all the way to the end. So yeah. Okay, here I am teaching you how I am rolling it. I'm using the gray perm rods, and I really just start at the end of the braided hair and wrap it around twice, or like roll it up a little bit twice and then wrap it around. Kind of did, and in between I was still thinning, trying to thin these out. But see, I wrap the end around, tuck it under the hair, like make sure the end of that braid is tucked, and then I just wrap all the way up to the tip, to the knot where we made that knot. And remember, the closer the wrapped hair is to each other, the tighter the curl is gonna be. So I wanted a tight curl because they're gonna fall eventually. So I wrapped them pretty tight. Now I didn't have that many gray perm rods, so I had to do these in like multiple sections. So please be careful when you dip in hot water. Please, please, please be super careful. I'm a pro at this point, so I know what I be doing, but please be careful. And it was a little more difficult because my braids were way shorter. I usually do them longer, so I dang near had to stick my head in the water. You can see I'm struggling a little bit, but yeah. So please be careful. Dip them and have a towel nearby, please, or have someone helping you. I don't really have a time limit on how long I dip for. Like I just let it sit for a little bit, maybe like 15-20 seconds, and then I redip. So yeah. Okay, this is how the curls came out. Okay, looking juicy. Okay, you see that? Yeah, we know it's perfect when it do that. Yeah. So I just did this all over my head. I rolled them up, took them out, rolled them up, dip, took them out, rolled them up, dip, took it out. Okay, so this is what I ended up using to try and get that white out. I figured I would use some oils or grease. So at that point, I just had the Shine and Jam. But I eventually ended up using this concoction I made, but it's basically like Blue Magic and some oil and something 9. That yellow jar is like medicine. I don't know. But basically I use hair grease. So eventually over the next 2 days I put hair grease on my parts, and basically the white has gone away, and I will say that it's still holding. It's just not as white, so it's good. So this is how the braids came out. Super cute, super short style for the summer, and super quick. Honestly, and you can see I'm wearing different shirts every day. I took a nap after. This is like 4th of July weekend. I literally slept the weekend away. So yeah, but super cute. I loved how they turned out. The curls, if you don't like tight curls, either, do them a little bit looser or do them tight like this, because eventually they drop a little bit. So yeah. Hey guys, so thank you so much for watching. This is just my review on this gel. Okay, this is my personal recommendation on this gel. I like it, but it does leave like a white cast. Maybe I use too much gel, I don't know. But I've been using this on my edges, like for normal styles, and it holds. It holds my edges, and then like if I crack my edges, like if I lift it up or, you know, do something, it's gonna turn white, which I don't care too much for. But overall, I think it holds, like the hold is there, but the white cast is gonna upset me and my homegirl. So that's just a recommendation. Until I get rid of it, I'm really just putting oil on it, oil sheen. You know, I don't know, I'll figure it out. But I think oil will kind of counteract the white cast and make it go away. So we'll see. But thank you so much for watching, y'all. I'm so glad to be back recording content. Your girl had to take a hiatus. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I am also going to New York next weekend, so be sure to tune in for that content. I'm going to try and record. Me and my mom are going on a girls trip to New York for my cousin's birthday party, so really excited, and gonna try and style these braids with some of my outfits. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Bye.